all in all, I think that was an encouraging loss given the circumstances for the Philadelphia 76ers on opening night on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks. Final score on this Thursday, 118-117, as the Bucks able to outlast the Sixers. Philadelphia in this game was down by as many as 19 points. They come roaring back. They remained mentally tough in this game, which I thought was great. And I think that that's a byproduct of having Nick Nurse as your head coach. And a lot of these teams under Glenn Rivers, whether it was Philadelphia, Los Angeles Clippers, they folded in these types of spots. Why it was encouraging for Philadelphia, they were tough on the road. Damian Lillard pops off for 39 points. Giannis did what Giannis does, and the Sixers make this a game. And some in-depth numbers that I think are really important for this game. You had Dame going off for 39 points. Joel Embiid had 7 turnovers. Down the stretch, he had 7 straight misses. Credit to him. He rebounded with 2 consecutive makes to pull the Sixers within striking distance of potentially winning. The Sixers played tough in this game. Tyrese Maxey had 31. What a debut for Kelly Oubre Jr. The concern that I do have is that Philadelphia every single night is not going to shoot almost 46% from three-point range on 35 attempts and 51%. But again, a positive spin to this game, hostile environment. You're going up against a team that is loaded right now after that Damian Lillard trade. Everybody expects the Bucks to come out of the East. You're without James Harden, which in a way I honestly believe makes the Sixers team better. And I think the Sixers team showed tonight that maybe they're going to be a little bit more fun to watch than years past. And they're going to be a little bit more competitive and a little bit better as compared to years past. Still plenty to get to on our recap for this game. First, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We did a watch party for this game. We had almost 30,000 people join us throughout the night. We picked up a couple of hundred new subscribers. If you're looking for Sixers content every single day nearly and year-round, that's informative, entertaining, and insightful, hit that sub button right now. The more subs that we get, the more watch parties that we do, more live shows that we do, and the more content that we produce for the best fans in all of sports. You look at the overall 76ers stats against Milwaukee here. Another positive, they drop 117 against a pretty good defensive team. 25 assists, 46 rebounds, 41 of 80 from the floor. That's good for 51% from the field. At the start of this game, I thought the offense had some free flow to it. They got away from that. That's why the Bucks were able to go up by 19. But then the Sixers started to have that flow. And what I liked is that you had a couple of different players playing team-oriented basketball. And with James Harden, when he plays iso ball, and when he tries to be the primary scorer, the ball dies, it's not efficient basketball, and you have guys kind of just hanging around. But tonight, you had Maxey getting his. You had Embiid getting his. You had Kelly Oubre having a great debut as a Sixer. Some other players you'd like to see step up, like a DeAnthony Melton. Tobias Harris overcame a little bit of a slow start to finish somewhat strong. I thought that he played okay. But Paul Reed with a really good entry pass at one point in this game. Patrick Beverley gave you some pretty solid minutes playing the primary ball handler with Maxey playing off ball. So a couple of different options that you have for ball handling duties, a couple of different scores, and a more free-flowing offense. I do think that the Sixers defense does need to get a little bit better. They gave up 118 points. Damian Lillard had 39 of those. Giannis also contributing a lot of points on the stat sheet for Milwaukee. He had 23. So majority of the points for Milwaukee coming down to the two players. And the Bucks all throughout this year will be reliant on their horses to score the basketball and put the biscuit in the basket. If you can limit Dame a little bit more, as he was 9 of 20, 4 of 12 from 3, 17 of 17 from the line, as him and Giannis were getting calls left and right, then you might have a chance. But to stick with this team throughout the course of a 7-game series, that right there is a tall test. Now, our post-game show is sponsored by Prize Picks. You can get up to a $100 deposit match at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS for that deal to apply. Our picks for tonight, we got 2 of 3. We were so close. This is the largest independently run daily fantasy sports app in North America. And you look at the numbers here. We had more than 18.5 points for Damian Lillard. And this is why you should download the app for free, because they run some of these flash sales where you can get Dame, more or less 18.5 points. That was easy money right there. Maxey pops off more than 22.5. And then producer Chip and I, we like the Joel Embiid combined 2.5 blocks and steals. He did have 1 block late in this game, but other than that, no steals. So we didn't hit with that. But you can win up to 25 times your money with Prize Picks. Again, prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. We'll put that link down below in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. So kind of some more takeaways that I have. Like, I like how Tobias Harris finished this game. He was kind of non-existent in the first half for Philadelphia. And I think at halftime, like, this is one of the reasons why I'm really excited about Nick Nurse. He can make some in-game adjustments. He's a tactical coach. And I think that he saw at halftime, we got to get Tobias Harris involved a little bit more. And producer Chip and I were talking about this during the watch party. He came out in that third quarter, guns a-blazing. He hit a couple of threes, and he made things happen offensively. He, too, played an efficient game, and he took advantage of some of the open looks, but also some of the matchup advantages that he had. For instance, he was matched up against Dame. He has the height and size advantage against Dame. So he backed him down, got to a space where he could hit kind of that patented mid-range fadeaway. 20 points on 8 of 9 shooting, you will take that. De'Anthony Melton tonight did get the start. And by the way, the starting 5, first game under Nick Nurse, it was Maxey, Melton, Harris, Tucker, and Embiid. So Paul Reed did not get the start. And I wonder if Nick Nurse is going to flirt with some different starting combinations throughout this year. Maybe put in Kelly Oubre, as we kind of talked about during our Sixers-Bucks preview before the game. I like Kelly Oubre coming in off the bench. If you expect Oubre to do that every single game, I'm here to tell you, it is not going to happen. He is a very up and down, inconsistent player who's hot and cold. Some nights, he will have a performance like this, where he scores 27, he gives you good athleticism along the wing, 9 of 11, 5 of 6 from 3. Very rarely in his career has he been able to shoot more than 35% from three-point range. Could he be motivated? Contract year. Didn't get any offers until late in the free agency period, potentially. But a good development here. At points, Nick Nurse had him defending Damian Lillard, and it wasn't even him defending Dame off switches. Like, he was one-on-one against Oubre, and really the dagger bucket in this game, Dame from like 32, 33 feet. Little sidestep, dribble, step back, and was able to connect on a trifecta right in Kelly Oubre's eye hole. The good for the Sixers here, they kind of held Chris Middleton in check, who, as he's gotten older, he's gotten a little bit more brittle. Only 5 shots for him. And I think Milwaukee has a little bit of a difficult task here, trying to figure out if they can get and generate offense outside of Dame and outside of Giannis. And if they can, how is it going to happen? Because tonight, and it's going to be hard to go away from this every single game, you had Giannis taking 22 shots and Dame took 20. Like, those are 42 field goals right there. Giannis got to the line 9 times. Dame got to the line 17 times. So on nights when they're cold and they might not get whistles on the road or at home, depending on whatever happens, where does that offense come from? Can it come from a Middleton? Can it come from a Malik Beasley? You have Jay Crowder, Bobby Portis. You have Beauchamp, who I like as a young player. Campaign played 9 minutes. Pat Connaughton played 20. So maybe those are some concerns with Milwaukee. For Philadelphia, though, defensively, 8 steals, 4 blocks, 15 turnovers is a problem, and Joel Embiid accounted for 7 of those. And my concern with Embiid here is that when the playoffs come around, his points per game last year went from 33 down to like 21. Teams send him double teams. He gets flustered with double teams. He's gotten a little bit better passing out of those double teams. But tonight, the game was moving so quickly when he was double teamed. He had 7 of the team's 15 turnovers. It's just not going to play in the postseason. What I like, he took 7 3-pointers. He was 3 of 7. But what I was confused about, the players in the preseason were talking about how Nick Nurse had this new offense. There was more ball movement. I still saw Joel Embiid at the top of the key and at the top of the arc a little bit too much. I want to see him down low a little bit more, stretch the floor. You might not be able to double team him as much, but when he's in an open space, you can crash a couple of defenders to his side. It's game 1 of an 82-game regular season. And I think Philadelphia tonight had some encouraging signs. But of course, when there's a loss, you have to nitpick the superstar here, and that's a part of the deal. So what was your biggest takeaway from the Sixers-Bucks game here tonight? Let me know down in the comments section. As always, thanks to the real ones who hung around and watched, and we appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that sub button.